When work no longer becomes fun and you dread going in every day, you may be tempted to quit your job. You may spend time dreaming and thinking about the perfect job and wondering if you are blowing it by staying in a mediocre one. But should you quit your job? In this video, we will discuss 10 signs that you should quit your job. Number 10, you cannot grow at your company. Beyond a promotion or a corner office, progress may manifest itself in a variety of ways. Perhaps this entails a revision of your job description. Perhaps this indicates a managerial opportunity. Regardless, progress at work grinds to a standstill when you are denied opportunities to acquire expertise. To assess, consider the following. Have you recently been given any fresh opportunities to work on new projects? Or have you offered your services and been refused? If you've investigated numerous job routes and been open about your demands and professional goals and are still not receiving what you want, it's usually time to move on. Growth is a part of life, and if you don't grow, you will remain stagnant. Number 9, you are not proud of your organization's culture. The majority of professionals choose a positive workplace culture above other, more conventional rewards. However, the definition of good culture is entirely subjective. It's workplace openness and an emphasis on work-life balance for some. For others, it's frequent social gatherings or a mission statement that emphasizes community involvement. A useful gut check is to ask yourself, are you proud of your job? If you find yourself constantly disparaging your employer or no longer share the same beliefs as others in your organization, it may be time to go. Your job becomes a big part of who you are, and it's difficult to perform well in any role if you are not passionate about it. You may find that it's easier than you think to find employment that reflects your values. Number 8, there are no learning opportunities. It's important to feel capable of acquiring new abilities in any career. Certain employers make this explicit by offering tuition reimbursement or access to professional development courses. However, chances for learning might emerge inside of your place of employment as well. Perhaps your design team member could give you a weekly Photoshopped lesson. The bottom line is that education comes in a variety of ways, and if you're having difficulty getting it, it may be time to dust up your resume. Whatever position you find yourself in, you will always be required to take some kind of initiative. If your company does not provide opportunities for learning, take the initiative. Investigate ways to broaden your duties. Compel yourself to attempt new things or take on jobs that are a little beyond your comfort zone. If internal learning is not possible, take your efforts outside the workplace. Enroll in an online course. Alternatively, locate a group, event, or business that is doing something amazing. The people you meet and the knowledge you acquire may take you along a new route with greater opportunity for growth, or alternatively, may motivate you to make some adjustments in your existing career. But if none of these strategies work and you are still not learning, it might be time to move on. Number 7, there is a great deal of turnover. A revolving door of employees is never a good indicator, particularly when people you respect abruptly depart. This might be a sign that your organization is experiencing structural troubles or that something is coming down the pike that people are unhappy with. What is the most effective method of assessment? Make an attempt to ascertain why individuals are leaving. Is the company culture toxic? Is there inadequate compensation? Are the hours excessive? This should assist you in making your decision. An ideal workplace is one that is sought after and one in which employers are happy and want to be in. Number 6, you feel as though you've reached a stalemate. It's difficult to remain engaged and effective at work if you lack opportunities. Feeling like you've reached a stalemate may manifest differently for each person. For instance, it might indicate a dearth of promotions and income increases, uninspiring tasks, or a lack of opportunities to acquire new skills. Long-term unfulfilled promises made by your manager, such as a new job, further training, or additional personnel, may be taxing as well. If you don't feel like you have the access, transparency, communication, or relationship with your employer to have a meaningful dialogue, that might be a red flag. Wouldn't you rather be in a place where you feel like you can succeed, a place that makes you feel fulfilled, and in which your talents are being used to the utmost? By the way, we're on a mission to inspire people like yourself to make generational wealth, so make sure to subscribe if that sounds like you. Number 5, you and your employer are having serious problems. There may be moments when you and your employer disagree, but when disputes go beyond informal arguments and a lack of trust and support exists, this can hamper productivity and career advancement. When you feel as though you have to constantly monitor what you say, or that you are constantly being scolded or evaluated. When you feel as though you are constantly under a microscope and your manager doesn't have your back. Determine if the behavior of your nasty boss is an isolated incident or a symptom of a larger cultural problem. Bullying or poisonous actions are legitimate indicators that it's time to move on. Consider your surroundings and ask, are there any better employers than this? It is possible that your supervisor is behaving within the parameters of the company, and that the company, therefore, doesn't have a good work culture. Being in a negative work environment can affect your emotional and physical health. You may end up with panic attacks, crippling anxiety, or you could be physically injured if you have a more blue-collar job. You could hurt your back permanently, get a hernia, or get injured permanently in a way that alters your life dramatically if you don't have a good relationship with your boss, or if he or she is not sympathetic to what you're going through. Number 4, you are a chronic procrastinator. We all procrastinate from time to time, but if you're consistently waiting until the last minute to accomplish job tasks when you used to organize them adequately, it may be time to move on. When you procrastinate, you tend to be reactive and wait until the last minute, and the task becomes a checklist to get done. In contrast, when you do something because you take pleasure in it, you're concerned with the outcome. Now the emphasis is on doing just enough to avoid getting into trouble. That's a miserable existence to be in day after day. Number 3, there is a cultural chasm. Because your company's culture affects your engagement, productivity, and satisfaction, any gap might result in issues. For instance, if you value work-life balance and are constantly inundated with emails from your employer at all hours of the day, this might lead to burnout. Employees should feel supported and secure on the job. How businesses reacted to employees' needs during the COVID-19 pandemic influenced people's decision to quit their jobs. If your employer does not provide that support system, it might be time to leave. Number 2, you're becoming aware of other prospects. When you're dissatisfied with your existing situation, you become more aware of potential options. All of a sudden, employment offers begin to appear on LinkedIn, and you begin to slow down and look at them. Your emphasis has changed. Consider the following. If you were jobless and your present job was provided to you in its current state, would you take it or continue looking? Numerous professionals are tempted to communicate negative sentiments about the organization they are leaving and to talk with colleagues. Avoid succumbing to this impulse. It may be challenging since other coworkers may approach you and create discussions in which they speak negatively about the company. Keep these chats quick and attempt to be neutral in your remarks. Avoid discussing people who are not there or bringing up countless prior failures. People often recall their most recent contacts with others. You might work for an organization for years as a model employee, but if you leave on a bad note gossiping about other people, that is what the majority of people will remember about you. Obtaining a more favorable work opportunity may be an exciting and gratifying experience. Being conscientious of how you negotiate the exit of your existing business benefits your reputation. Present your company with an official, signed resignation letter and be prepared to work your last 2 weeks. Maintain communication with your coworkers while maintaining the confidentiality of critical information. Avoid developing bad feelings about your present workplace and spreading rumors. What might you do to ensure a smooth exit from a job? Number 1, your perspective has shifted. Take notice if your eye rolls, heavy sighs, and under-your-breath grumblings have increased at work. If you find yourself unsatisfied with various elements of your job for months on end, miserable coming to work, sitting down at your computer and thinking, "Ugh, I can't believe I have to do this," that is a clue that you may need to explore other options. While you are not supposed to be joyful at work all of the time, always being defensive and responding in quick, transactional-type replies that are brief and provide little information may also be warning indicators. Changes in your attitude and approach at work may indicate that it's time to reconsider your options. You're not putting yourself into work in the same manner you used to. Perhaps you're calling in sick and skipping meetings that you used to attend. It might be time to find something else. And if you found this video useful, then you'll love these. And make sure to subscribe and leave a comment saying, "I subscribed," and we will personally reply to your comment.